Hey everyone, it's Linnea for LDRS Creative, and today I'm going to be using one of the impression letterpress press plate dies and kind of framing it in and not using the whole thing. I really love showing you how to use the products as they're intended to be used, but then coming back and using them in different ways so that you can see the versatility of these products. So today I'm using the Sweetheart Floral Impression Letterpress press plate dies, and I will also be using the coordinating layering stencils that go along with this set. And then I also have the Love and Friendship Sentiment Impression Letterpress press plate dies, and I'm going to be bringing in some other dies that I have in my LDRS Creative stash that are some of my staple dies and dies that I reach for all the time when I'm looking to frame up a project. So I'm going to start by pressing this impression into a piece of LDRS Creative watercolor paper. LDRS Creative watercolor paper is cotton, and so those fibers are really going to be able to separate and give you the best kind of impression. Now, just like I always do, I do want to remind you that these impression letterpress press plates cannot be used in your die cutting machine with your regular cutting plates. You'll damage the inside of your machine and quite possibly your plates as well, because these press plate dies are thicker than your regular wafer thin dies. So you do need a specialized platform, and today I am using the Better Press platform by Spellbinders. So I've placed that Sweetheart Floral press plate into the center of my platform. It's magnetic, so it'll stay right where I want it to. I taped a piece of the LDRS Creative cotton watercolor panels to my top plate, inked that up with Raven Hybrid ink, and ran that through my die cutting machine. And now I have that impression pressed into my watercolor paper. Now I have the Sweetheart Floral layering stencils, and these are just two stencils, one for the flowers and one for the leaves and greenery. I'm going to line them up on top of my watercolor panel, and then I'll just grab my inks and some blending brushes and get started with some quick and easy coloring. I love when there's layering stencils for stamps or for press plates like this, because I'm not very good at coloring. I'm quite slow, and it's not really something that I'm super good at. So I really love ink blending because it's quick, it's easy, and it kind of takes the thinking away. All I have to do is just grab some colors. Now you could just take this stencil, like I said, this one stencil is for all of your flowers, and you could just add one color right over the top and be done in no time at all. But I wanted to take an extra minute and just grab a darker color of ink and add that to the center of my flowers. That's going to give me some instant dimension without a whole lot of effort. So I added a pretty bright darkish pink to the center of my flowers, and now I'm coming in with a pretty orangey, kind of like an orangey yellow color, and I'm going to add that around the outside of my flowers. So the first one I did was Fandango, that's that dark pink in the middle, and then here's that Peachy Keen, which is that kind of that yellowish orangey color, and when they blend together, I love this color combination. It's so pretty. I think it really adds a lot of dimension to these flowers, and it didn't take me hardly any time at all. I'm going to grab that second stencil now and line that up, and this is going to allow me to add color to the leaves of the Sweetheart Floral image. I'm going to use Key Lime Pie hybrid ink and just ink all over these leaves. You could add some shading if you want to, and I've done that in the past, but I really wanted to have my flowers be two-toned and my leaves kind of look more simple. So I'm just going on with one color of green ink. It's my favorite one. And this image is colored. It took me hardly any time at all to color this image. Now here's where you could trim this down and have this be your card front. You could use the coordinating wafer thin die that comes with the Sweetheart Floral Impression Letterpress press plates and cut out that image. I've done that in a previous video, so I wanted to show you how you can take these images and kind of frame them up and use them in different ways. So I grabbed my double stitched scalloped square dies. This is my go-to set of square dies when I really want to have a pretty scalloped square on the background of my card. and I cut out that center part of those flowers. So it goes from this big floral cluster to almost like a more zoomed in flower look. I have an A2 card base, and then I cut some panels of cardstock to help frame up my piece. I added a sentiment on the top from the Love and Friendship Sentiment Impression Letterpress press plate dies, and this card is finished. Came together really easily. It's definitely something that you could do quickly and create a whole set to give as a gift to a friend or a teacher or a loved one. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye!